just don't have the guns. Here it is, though, him actually making the claim at media day.
NIL should be guardrailed now, especially with the revenue share.
I wish it was a cap. Like the top of the line player makes this, and if you're not that type of guy, you're not going to make that. That's what the NFL does. So the problem is you got a guy that's not that darn good, but he could go to another school and they give him $500,000, and you can't compete with that. That don't make sense. And you're talking about equality.
Cut it. Did you hear what he just said, C-Cat? He just said you have a guy who you're trying to recruit or maybe is on your roster who you are not willing to pay maybe, what he said, $500,000? Mm-hmm. You're not willing to pay him $500,000 to stay or to come to your school. But somebody else is. Somebody else is willing. They feel his value to their program would be $500,000. You don't feel that same way, or you don't have it within your own means to be able to pay that. And that player then goes to the other team. He wants to prevent that from happening. Just out of curiosity, is that not the purest form of hypocrisy? Because if he was on the other side of that, do you think he would be calling for the same thing right now?
No.
Like, what are we talking about? It's the same dude that made this song that you're listening to that C-Cat just queued up in 1994. Take a listen to Deion Sanders back when he was making the money and not the one that had to control who gets it. Come on, dog. What? Deion. Wait. This is you. Coach Prime. Showtime. What are we talking? Prime time. Pause the song. What the hell is he talking about? Do you think if he was a college athlete today, he would be cool with a coach standing on a podium saying we should cap the amount of money that players should make?
I don't think so. I think that he would be the very opposite of that.
Free market. It's the free market. This is exactly what you would have wanted if you were playing college football, if you were in the Colorado locker room and you looked at a coach and maybe he didn't look like you, maybe he didn't talk like you, but the message was the same. He said, Texas Tech wants to pay you $500,000. Well, we ain't got that here. So either you stay here and be proud to be a Buffalo or you head out to be a Red Raider. Coach Brian will be in Lubbock so quick. They were like, I didn't know they had direct flights from Boulder to Lubbock. How did you buy a jet?
Right.
He would be in Lubbock, a Red Raider, so quick. And that right there, C-Cat, is my issue with this specific man calling for that specific thing. This would be like if Tom Brady, while he was in the prime of his career, saw Cam Newton get drafted into the NFL and then asked Roger Goodell to make a rule that quarterbacks aren't allowed to leave the pocket. He's like, just for players' safety, I want to make sure we retain, because I've seen players break their leg, and I've seen situations in which defenders can be put in jeopardy by extra movement behind the pocket. I think, Mr. Goodell, that we should make a rule where players have to stay within the pocket to be an eligible passer. What say you?
Yeah, the problem is, this is what it should be for me. For Deion Sanders, for my situation right now, there should be a salary cap. Not that this is how it should be for everyone in general. That's be the best for the sport, best for the players, best for the coaches, best for everyone involved. No. A salary cap would make the Colorado Buffaloes a better football team. That's really what it comes down to.
You couldn't have said it any better. This is legitimately what he said. Don't listen to his words. Think about the passion, the drive, and the actual messaging behind it. Right now, what he's trying to do is he's trying to coach the Buffaloes from Big 12 media days. He's trying to lead them to victories in July. You can't do that.
Because he has a media background, it comes off as panel analyst on how it should be for the better of the sport. Because he's been in those NFL network positions before, just talking about the sport, the league, the art of college football in its purest form at Big 12 Media Day, where the pockets in the Big 12 do not rival the pockets in the Big 10 and the SEC. So it comes off as analyzing the situation at hand, but in actuality, it is the state of the Buffaloes and how us less fortunate, less financially liquid programs can get back in this thing is if you change the rules.
This is it's actually I first I said it was hypocritical. I'm starting to lean on this. This might be barks of desperation. This is leaning. This is really teetering on desperation from Deion Sanders, because it's not just the big dogs right now that have a huge slice of the pie. We're talking about Deion Sanders, coach of Colorado, calling for a salary cap in college football because he's looking around and he's realizing he cannot compete. C-Cat, has been brought to my attention. I guess I must have been asleep. I must have been in a deep slumber. It's been brought to my attention that now Texas Tech, that's why I brought them up earlier, the Red Raiders, the house that Patrick Mahomes built.
Mm-hmm. Is that like bang bang? They do like the gun symbols with their hands.
Man, I ain't gonna lie though. Texas Tech, back in the Graham Harrell and Michael Crabtree days, the Mike Leach, that was an electric.
You were in
Big
Texas
12 program.
when that happened?
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right, good.
That was that honestly, the peak of my college football watching experience in my whole life. It, as a Miami Hurricane fan, even. It wasn't just when the Canes were actually winning titles when I was a really young lad. It wasn't that, because obviously you would think that's when it was best, because that's when we were actually contending and good. It was that stretch, I would say, between like almost 2005 to like 2012, when like there was also like a difference. Like when you knew you were watching a Pac-12 game, you knew you were watching a Big 12 game, you knew when you were watching an SEC game, you knew when you were watching a Big 10 game. The players looked different. The coaches coached differently. Big 12s were just shootouts up and down the field. Everybody running around, a lot of space, a lot of action. Who was the quarterback for Missouri at that time? Missouri had a huge I can't remember off the top of my head. But Missouri, Texas Tech, Texas, Oklahoma, like the Big 12 was loaded with theatrics and fun. And I'm sorry to go on that tangent, but I just got a little bit nostalgic. College football can do that to you. Get you a little bit nostalgic in the middle of whatever the hell you're talking about. Back to the original point here, though. Texas Tech is back. And it's not because they have some kind of elite coach. It's not because they also have a situation where people are like, I am dying to spend the next 4 years in Lubbock. Why do you think Texas Tech is back, C-Cat?
Got to do with money, doesn't it?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
If Texas Tech can find a billionaire to come and invest in their program and to help them become now a power in NIL and a power in the transfer portal, right now on 24/7, Texas Tech, of all programs, is the second-ranked team when it comes to their transfer portal recruiting this offseason. They just got a huge offensive lineman to swing from the Longhorns to the Red Raiders recently. Like, if Texas Tech has that kind of motion right now, Deion is looking, and that's Big 12. Colorado's in the Big 12, let me remind you. So Deion is looking around and saying, I was already pissed off because I can't compete with Oregon's budget, Ohio State's budget, Miami's budget, Florida's budget, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, all these huge schools in the SEC and the Big Ten and the ACC.
And he hopes to have to cross that bridge, to have to go up against these teams in the college football playoff.
Yep.
They didn't do that last year. And due in part to not being good enough within their own conference. So now he looks where?
He's starting to get desperate, because I do think last year was their best year to actually compete and do so, to make the college football playoff, because now he's looking in his own conference in the Big 12. Take a listen to, do you have it, him talking about Texas Tech and the bread they had. Take a listen to Coach Prime when somebody asked him about the rising tide that is Texas Tech right now. Here was his answer.
But Joey got some money. Joey, where you at, baby? He's spending that money. I love it. Once upon a time, you guys was talking junk about me going in that portal. Now, when everybody go in the portal, it's okay. It's cool when they do it. But it's a problem when I do it. Ain't that a rap song?
Cut it. Hold on. Rap song, Deion. Rap song?
Well, all right.
Is it rap songs you speak of? Yeah. Getting a little hypocritical.
He answered you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This is hilarious, though, man. How do we not see the irony, the hypocrisy in this? He's in the middle of him also complaining about other teams having the money and being able to spend the money. we get to hear a rap song he made back when he was the one making the money.
You know, if